Thoroughbred Weekly, Sunday mornings on Sky Thoroughbred Central.
Well, back here at Rosehill, it's been an exciting hour or so and a lot of changes to the markets. We'll start with the Golden Rose. How impressed were you with Tempted off the back of Autumn Boy's performance in the Ming Dynasty?
Yeah, so impressive. She was $8 pre-race. We've made her the outright favourite as a $3.50 chance. Not only visually impressive, but punters absolutely hammered her. She was so well back. So she's the new outright favourite for the Golden Rose. We've shortened up Autumn Boy. Previous good run earlier in the day, $6 into $4.50. We think he's the next best. He's the best of the boys, so we shortened him up. Watson's just got out a little bit. He's out to $8. Nepotism out to $11, and Skyhook joins Watson as an $8 chance. So new dominant favourite, the filly in the Golden Rose, $3.50 Tempted.
Okay, and Skyhook just came in from 11 to 8 as well.
Yeah, he ran well. He just held up for a run at one stage there, just 11 into 8. He's a little bit of trim up as well.
So the big movers today: Tempted, Autumn Boy, Vinrock down in Melbourne. Let's go to the Everest, and you had to firm Tempted up because if Godolphin are looking at her, she's better than a $26 chance.
Yeah, she's looking like the most likely 3-year-old at this stage, so 26 into 15. There's also a precedent too for runners to run well in a Golden Rose. If she goes that way, back to an Everest, it's a good platform. We've seen it before with yes, so 26 into 15 for her.
Could be a big day for the Hayes family on Everest Day. They've got Kaying Rising locked in for the Tab Everest, the $1.70 favourite. Mr. Brightside has just beaten Via Sistina and Aliana down at Flemington in the Mackay Diva, and he's confirmed he's coming up for the King Charles.
Yeah, the Hayes boys did us a favour there down in Melbourne. 6 into $4.50 for Mr. Brightside. He started favourite in the race 2 years ago, beaten by Fangirl. She's a $4.50 chance also in that race. Autumn Glow we have as $3.50 favourite for the King Charles. We'll wait and see what she does today. If she goes to an Epsom, maybe she could also go to a King Charles, but if it's a play out there.
So at the moment, if you took Autumn Glow out, you've got Fangirl and Mr. Brightside is $4.50 each of two.
Yeah, as it stands.
Okay, what about this girl, Autumn Glow? We've just mentioned her in the Epsom and whatever else, but she's $1.40 right now for the Theo marks.
Yeah, well, she's $1.40. She actually got a bit better in our book with Via Sistina going down. There are a lot of multis Via Sistina into Autumn Glow at the shorts. So we've got a little bit more room to play with, but looking at the map, she looks like she's going to get easy up front. So I'm a little bit worried about taking her on, but I've got a little bit of room to play with.
Okay, we'll talk to you in a moment with a full market update, but she is all the rage here. One of the big names in Australian racing at the moment. She's 5 for 5. And this race 9, let's have a look at the runners in the Toyota Forklift Theo Mark Stakes in the yard, brought to you by Harvey Norman for all you need in furniture, bedding, electrical and technology. Number 2 is Pier, the Kiwi for Darren and Briar Weatherly. Ethan Brown looking for a race-to-race big double after partnering Tempted to win the Run to the Rose.
Yeah, he had a really good Brisbane Carnival with his 2 runs there. He's looking a real Epsom type Pier, so this is probably a start-off race for him, but I would not underestimate that he can't run well and even upset. His trial was great. He's got a residual fitness from Queensland, but obviously improvement to come.
Yeah, there is improvement to come. He's a big built-bodied, thick-set gelding, so he's going to trim up off today's run, no doubt about it. Darren's just jumped on the other side. He was feeling a bit well within himself, but not a bad grade, actually. I think he looks okay.
Democracy Manifest, number 3, Zach Lloyd on for Chris Waller.
Yep, 77 days off. He's had 2 trials. He looks big odds for a horse that can be very capable, fresh on his day, but probably will get better. I don't know what they were opening the back gate here. Maybe Pierre. I think Ethan Brown looks to be lining himself up to jump on this horse here, or whether he comes straight out onto the track, I don't know. So keep an eye on that.
Yeah, he is. They're going to take him out early. He's just starting to get a little bit warm, so we'll keep an eye on him, but I'm not sure if that's what they normally do. Back to Democracy Manifest, though, I will say he's come back beautifully. He's a horse that races really well, fresh in his campaign. He's got a real spring in his step. He's really alert, so I expect him to run better than his odds suggest.
NCAP number 4, Jason Collett for Gary Portelli.
Yeah, what a day this has been for him. He's won a Ming Dynasty on this day. He's won a Theo Marks on this day over the past couple of years. He's been treading water, waiting for these drier tracks, and he gets probably a track dry enough for him to perform very well fresh here with improvement to come.
He's such a little nugget to look at. He's not tall in stature by any means, but he's a solid little boy. They've gotten him as ready as they can for this first up run. Happy that the track's drying out for him. Expect him to run okay.
Ronnie, he's only won 2 races and they've both been on this day.
Yeah, that's right. I missed that one. I knew he'd won the last 2 years. I didn't realise they're the only 2 races.
The only 2. He's 2 out of 22. Now here she is. Let's move to number 5, Autumn Glow, the raging hot favourite for this and the Epsom, unbeaten. Kerem McAvoy takes over from James McDonald, but he's ridden her before at a second race start in the up-and-coming. Chris Waller, of course, is the trainer, and look at that beautiful action in the yard.
Yeah, how do you oppose her? She's got a real aura about her, and she was just great first up there, beating Gangster Granny. Look, this has got a race with a bit of depth in it, I must say, but as Tim said, you know, you just try and look at this map. She just jumps and takes ownership, whether it's in front or tagging the leader. She finds herself in a beautiful spot, and her ability just takes her probably to victory.
She's strip fitter here, definitely. She's come on beautifully. As Duff touched on, she's got an aura about her. You wouldn't find a more settled, quieter type of mare. She's so fluent in her action. You can't talk highly enough of her. She's got one of the best demeanours about her, and that's going to take her a really long way. So she's going to be hard to beat off how well she looks.
And Shani, nothing changes when she's walking around riderless. She doesn't change. She doesn't hop. She doesn't skip. As soon as McAvoy's up, she's still just walking out the same way.
Exactly. And when the jockeys get on a lot of horses, they pump themselves up and get really excitable. She couldn't care less. She's like an old mare that's been here and been around and had 100 starts.
There's El Costello back today. He's a champion stakes winner. Braithnock and Joe Pride, new trainer.
Very interesting horse. He'll need the run today, but interested in how he goes. We know how good he is, and Joe's taking his time with him, so let's just assess him after today, but I'm sure there's more to come.
His manners have been good. I expected him to be a lot worse because I've seen him get really worked up in the yard and sweat up quite badly. For him, it's been a really good parade. Even when Braith has jumped on board, he hasn't really pumped himself up and got himself over the top just yet. So maybe he's maturing. It's been a long time off the scene for him, so he will strip it next run.
General salute, Tim Clark for Ryan and Alexio.
Yeah, well, he's got a fitness edge on a few here. The timing's right, third up, to be very, very competitive with 53.5 on his back.
Yep, 2 runs have brought him on nicely. He's at the absolute top of his game. He's not a gelding that carries a great deal.
Feminile number 10, newcomer for Chris Waller, ex-Philip Stokes, Alicia Collett.
Yeah, a couple of trials. A Derby winning filly resuming for New Stable. Whatever she does, she's going to improve on.
Yeah, she'll need this run.
Straight acer number 12, Andrew Atkins for O'Shea and Charlton.
Must include for the multis here. Big odds this horse from barrier 1. 2 trials are nice, and I think he's here to sprint well fresh. $31. That's massive. He's got to go in your Quinellas, trifectas, and everything else as well.
He's another one that paraded well. Previous preparations, he could get himself a little bit worked up, but he was on his best behaviour today. Just watching him canter to the gates, he looks like he's on song.
And Espionage number 14, Rachel King on for Gay and Adrian.
Yeah, he's been so frustrating, but they've persevered with him. He's still a stallion, but still rather assess him after today. Probably, if they want to, he gets a solo lead here, but just a matter of how he's going.
He looked okay. He looked quite forward with the 3 trials. He's never actually run over this trip, and he is resuming over it, but I wouldn't question his fitness.
Okay, Shani, any surprises? Pick of the yard?
No surprise. It's all about Autumn Glow.
Ronnie?
Yeah, 5, 2, 8 and 12. She picks herself, Autumn Glow. Look at her there. She just goes to sleep, and he'll give her a little wake up out of the barriers. She'll take up a position. She'll conserve energy, and then when he presses the button, she should be pretty well off and gone. I think Pierre's the danger, even though he's got room to improve as far as pushing forward towards his main target, the Epsom. But he's quite solid here, actually. He's the only one they're sort of saving on to beat the favourite. Of the others, 8 General Salute, and I think he's massive odds straight acer as far as a play for a place, or even in the multis here. But 5, 2, 8 and 12, Tim.
Yeah, punters love her. Over 75% of the total investments on the race on Autumn Glow. $1.40 They took that. She was into 135. We just went back to 140 on the 135 NOP, but they've just taken the 140 again. So back to 135. So sitting the same price there as the NOP. Super popular. She did get a little bit better in our book. She is going to run a winner because a lot of multis through Via Sistina that have kicked the dust after she went down. But Autumn Glow, $1.35, tab.com.au. Same price there as the NOP. Pier was a firmer this morning, $7.50 into $6.50. He is the best back to beat the favourite. General Salute, solid enough as a $7.50 chance, and the market just doesn't rate anything else. NCAP $23, El Costello $26, $31 Espionage. I thought maybe might be a firm, seeing as though it looks like the only other horse in the race that might go forward, but no money for it. Straight Acer, also a big drifter, first up from a spell despite drawing barrier one. $1.35. We've tried our hand at 140 several times, but 135 looks like it'll be her starting price.
Big decision after today for Autumn Glow. I know Chris Waller's got his sights set on the Epsom with Autumn Glow, and she's a firm favourite, but there have been slot holders in contact with the connections of Autumn Glow to see if they're interested. But it all hinges on what she does today. This is 1300 of the Theo Marks. Autumn Glow going into the gates now, as quiet as a lamb. Here's one of the two Group 1 winners in the race going in, El Costello, the winner of the Spring Champion Stakes. The other is the mare, Feminile, who's this year's South Australian Derby winner. Democracy Manifest about to come up. Great race coming up, the Theo Marks Stakes. Favourite, Autumn Glow. Here's Darren Flindell.
Here's the last to go forward from the outside barrier. 135, the Glamour mare, Autumn Glow. She's a $2.30 favourite for this year's Epsom, and the light is on for the Theo Marks. Stand by for a start. We're ready. They're racing, and Autumn Glow's jumped out really well. She's jumped out very well and is the initial leader, but there's some pressure early. Espionage and General Salute put up on the speed. El Costello bounced well, just eases back from Straight Ace. So then Pier, Democracy Manifest firing up on the outside of NCAP, and Feminila is back last of all, showing great speed. Espionage and races to a 2-length lead. General Salute does the chasing, and Autumn Glow parked in third position, a couple off the lead. Two further back to El Costello from Straight Ace. Pier, Democracy Manifest is firing up going forward from Feminila, and last year's winner NCAP sees them all. So the long shot Espionage, a 2-length leader on the bend. General Salute's got a length in front of the favourite Autumn Glow, just being niggled a little bit by McAvoy and starting to pick up the bridle as they turn. Espionage at the 400, soon to be joined by Autumn Glow. General Salute between runners running a big race, clear then from Pier running on. Autumn Glow's given the cue now, and the mare starting to open up. Autumn Glow race the length and a half clear from General Salute, and Pier's running on, but Autumn Glow protecting her unbeaten record, and this magic mare makes it 6 out of 6. Autumn Glow a big win in the Theo Marks. General Salute held down second all the way down the straight, and Pier finished third, followed by Espionage and El Costello. A gap to NCAP from Feminila, then Straight Ace. Democracy Manifest was too keen and finished last of all.
6 out of 6. Autumn Glow does it again. Where does she go from here? You can take her anywhere. Take her anywhere. Autumn Glow, Karen McAvoy. He's now 2 for 2 on her. Filling in today for Jay McDonald. Chris Waller, the trainer, a daughter of the Autumn Sun. Cruises home. Wins the Theo Marks. So now she's won the Group 3 up and coming, the Group 2 T-Rose, the listed Derby Munro, the Group 3 Toy Show, the Group 2 Theo Marks, a Group 1 beckons.
Well, no doubt in the world, she keeps getting the job done. He rode her like a good thing. He kept out of trouble, give her a nudge, and over-raced a little bit, but so she always reacts to the jockey's urging, so just overdid it a little bit early, which she had to. He couldn't make any mistakes on it today, and she gets the job done. He's gone really well. He peaked on the day, General Salute. He's gone as well as he can go. I thought Pier went enormous. He's got a real good chance in this Epsom, because he'll come on as much as anything, even the winner. out of that race. So I'm very interested in him as far as an Epsom's concerned. But we do have a raging favourite there in Autumn Glow.
Okay, we'll come back with Charlie Duckworth, and Shani will talk to Karen McAvoy. We'll bring you those interviews when we return to Rosehill for the last.
Welcome back to Doomben. Let's take a look at the horses in the yard for the last race number 9.